ASMR Coffin Radio.
Welcome to another tiny episode of Coffin Radio. I'm Heartthrob Rob, and today we are talking about MMA fighter Alana McLaughlin, who just made her MMA debut for Combate Global. She beat her opponent, winning in the second round with a chokeout. And, you know, Alana is a transgender female. She is, you know, in making her debut. The only other transgender wrestler or fighter that they've ever had was Combate, fought in 2014, and she was also there. It was the first time a transgender athlete competed under the Combate Global banner, and only the second openly transgender athlete to compete in MMA. Fallon Fox, who last competed in 2014, was the first, and helped McLaughlin on her journey to MMA competition. She was cageside for the fight. McLaughlin, 38, who trains out of MMA Masters in Florida, is now 1-0 in her pro career and hopes her story as a transgender athlete will inspire others. The fact of the matter is I'm at the beginning and I'm 38. I want to go as far as I can, but I really want to help normalize trans people in sports. This fight will start my contribution. McLaughlin was fully tested and cleared for competition by the Florida State Athletic Commission, according to ESPN. Good for her. Good for her doing what she wants to do. I believe that if she wants to be called a her or a she, use the restroom, you know, that's appropriate for her, or, you know, date who she wants to date and live the life she wants to do. Good for her. She should be allowed to do it. That being said, I personally don't believe that you should be allowed to fight in MMA sports. Not like this. Not in pro level. Not just, you know, fucking around with your friends or anything like that. But I mean, you were at one time a U.S. Army Special Forces, and now you're an MMA fighter who, you know, cleaned the clock of your last opponent, Fallon Fox, who got a lot of shit when that happened in 2014 because she beat the shit out of her opponent too. Again, you know, just, you should be allowed to do whatever you want. Date who you want. Use the restroom you want. I'll call you her, she, because that's what you are. But I don't believe that you should be able to fight like this. You know, equal rights to every person, but, you know, guys and girls have different bodies, different body types, bone density, the way muscle grows, anything like that. And I'm sorry, but I feel like you have you know, something that's helping you win here. You know, I'm sure you kicked ass, and I'm sure you really trained as hard as you could, but I feel like you have something giving you an extra boost because at one time you were a male. And when they show pictures of her, she used to be a yoked out fucking dude, ready to rock and roll. Big old arms, dude, chest blasted, ready to rock and roll. And I feel like that's still helping to contribute to your wins. If you want to do this kind of stuff and, you know, fight, I think it should be great that you should be allowed to do that, but not professionally, not against these females that have trained their whole lives to do this. You know, and it's not just for her, but for anyone else like that. You know, I think, again, you should be able to do whatever you want, but maybe 1 in 1 million things you shouldn't be able to. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be able to go to the Olympics and compete with the females if at one point you were born a male. Maybe you were assigned the wrong gender at birth, but I'm sorry, that's the cards that were dealt, and I don't think you should be allowed to continue like that. It's just a difference. You know, we look at animals, there's distinct differences in animals, you know, male and female. And we're just animals too. There's distinct differences of when you were born male and female. You may have put, you know, estrogen or whatever kind of hormones in your body, and I'm not talking shit about that. You know, you be who you are, but I just think that you shouldn't be able to fight like this. There's advantages that you have, and I just think it's kind of a, you know, it's a little bit too much. It's just something that I just don't think should happen. Do whatever else you want, but fighting in MMA professionally is not one of those things I think you should be able to do. I don't think you should be a, you know, 6'10" black dude, you know, basketball player, and all of a sudden you decide I'm a female and go play with the, you know, the chicks and, you know, be dunking on them and scoring on them and be the best player of all time. Just like her, I don't believe that, you know, I think you should be able to do whatever you want, but maybe this one MMA fight thing is not what you should be able to do. And I've seen the backlash with Sugar Shane and Jake Shields, you know, also talking crap. I'm not going to go that far, you know. Again, I'm not trying to be transphobic. I want to do whatever you want to do, but I feel like this one thing of, you know, competing professionally against other females, I'm sorry, it's just not in the cards. Everything else, take it to your advantage, do what you do. But I'm sorry, I just don't think this is right. Especially, what we saw in 2014 and what we're seeing now as a 38-year-old woman. You're still able to kick people's ass. 38 years old and starting your career now, most time people are already well beyond their prime, winding down their years in MMA. Only the top elite fighters are fighting at 38. But I'm sorry, that's just my stance on this thing. But let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the coffin. Follow us on social media at Coffin Radio. Coffin is spelled with a K. And that's all for today.
ASMR Coffin Radio.